Hey, what's up guys? Super Samurai M here. In this series, I will be spending the next few weeks watching the 10 Best Picture nominees, along with 10 brief reviews of the 10 Best Picture nominees and ranking them from worst to best. We're starting with number 10. We're starting with the spicy one today, actually, and that is Avatar 2. Now, you can probably already guess what my opinion is on this movie due to my reaction when it got nominated for Best Picture. If you haven't seen that, check that out right here. Now, I say spicy not because of the movie itself, but because of my opinion on it. And boy oh boy is this take hot, apparently. If you've been on this channel for a while, you probably know my strong feelings against the first Avatar film. So much so that I made an entire video on it. Admittedly, it is kind of a mess to watch now because I just was not confident in front of the camera at the time. But the points I was trying to get at still stand for me. Needless to say, I had pretty low expectations for the sequel, which is something I can't say for seemingly every other person on the planet. But at least I can rest easy knowing that this film will be forgotten in a few years' time. Or at least until the next installment of the saga comes out. I remember seeing trailers for this movie in theaters, and after my obligatory eye roll, realizing what movie it is, there would be people around me whispering to each other. Now, just to clarify, this is fine. If you want to whisper to your buddy about how excited you are for the movie, I have no problem with that. However, for every single time this trailer showed in theaters, there would be people gawking over it, literally gasping over the realization of what this movie is. It was kind of ridiculous. It was kind of like when the hot popular kid walks into the room, like every girl is just fawning over him, and he's probably gonna get suspended by the end of the semester. You know, watching this trailer in theaters was like that. These trailers, just like the movies themselves, they display pretty great visuals but little to no story. Now with that said, let's talk about the actual movie. For how much water and wetness is in this movie, it sure does leave you with a dry taste after you watch it. Now before you write your 10 paragraph long thesis in the comments, I will acknowledge that yes, this is better than the first film. It is an improvement in nearly every aspect, even if by the tiniest bit. That being said, it is still not a good film in my opinion. Now, I will be completely honest. The first 20 to 30 minutes of the movie, I was hooked. I'm being completely serious about that. I was hooked for the first 20 to 30 minutes. I was honestly surprised. I was like, oh my god. Like they're making an actual movie. The unlikable characters in the first film are still unlikable. The main guy, what's his name? Jake Sully. Jesus. Yeah, he's more of an actual character than he is in the first, albeit a very shallow one. It's a very cliche guy who becomes a dad in the sequel, which is something I've seen done so many times before. The children are okay characters, but not given enough for me to really grasp onto or really care about them. Once I remember this movie is 3 hours long, it really drags on. Sure, the third act is really cool, but I was just so drained by the dry attempts at telling an actual story in the second act to really care. Also, I know this movie is supposed to be pretty great on a technical standpoint, but there's several action sequences that dip in the frame rate, and it really threw me off. And I just know it was a pretentious creative decision given by James Cameron. I just know it. I just know it was. Hey, James Cameron, hey. You're not designing a modern video game, okay? You're supposed to be making a movie, or at least a saga from what I'm hearing. Stop with the frame rate dips! I cannot wait for this movie to be over, and whenever I want a movie to be over, it is not worth my time. So with all that said, did it deserve a Best Picture nomination? Hell no. Hell no. And I'm a guy who was okay with Black Panther being nominated for Best Picture, alright? And despite the story being objectively better than the first Avatar, which was also nominated for Best Picture, it still does not warrant a nomination. And the reason I say this is because this was such an amazing year for movies. Underrated if I'm being honest. And this movie was just too easy a pick for Best Picture. We had films like Babylon, Nope, The Batman, Glass Onion, all films that were not nominated for Best Picture and really should have been. This film sticks out like a sore thumb in the Best Picture nominations this year. Like every other movie on this list, I consider it to be good at the very least. Just pick any other movie. Babylon really should have been here. over this cash grab, oversaturated, dry, James Cameron ego-boosting piece of shit franchise that time will forget. And it will certainly not win Best Picture, I can guarantee you that. So what did you think of Avatar 2? Did it deserve Best Picture? Trust me, not all these reviews will be like this. I just needed to get this huge rant off my chest so I could carry on with this series peacefully and not have to worry about this thing ever winning any type of gold. Even though it'll probably win for Best VFX. Anyway, what did you think of Avatar 2? Make your predictions for what my next film I'm going to talk about will be in the comments down below. As always, please like the video, like it, subscribe for more content, show support, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.